So today, we're going to dive into something pretty massive. We're looking at how one state's huge infrastructure plan is being set up as a kind of blueprint for the entire nation's future. We're breaking down Gujarat's major new development push and how it's being framed as a critical engine for creating a developed India.
You know, this single statement really gets to the heart of the whole thing. It's the core idea, right? It's what's driving this huge wave of new projects we're about to get into. This direct line being drawn between local development and a huge national dream.
Okay, so let's start with the big picture. Because you have to understand, all of these individual projects are building towards one single, really ambitious national goal. So, Viksit Bharat 2047, which translates to Developed India 2047, that's the destination. And the strategy to get there? Well, it's about empowering individual states to basically become these powerhouses of growth. And that's exactly where state-level missions like Viksit Gujarat come into play. They're meant to be the practical, on-the-ground roadmaps to make that grand vision a reality. So, what does a mission like this actually look like? Boots on the ground. Well, it all kicks off with a major financial commitment to get these projects moving. The whole stated purpose here is to build a prosperous future for the people of the state. And to make that happen, a whole series of strategic projects have just been launched. And they're all backed by a very significant financial commitment. And here it is, the headline number. Over 5,477 crore rupees. That is the total investment being poured into a whole range of projects, designed to upgrade pretty much everything from city life to how the whole state is connected. Now, what's really interesting is seeing where all that money is going. This substantial sum is being split up strategically. You can see the biggest chunks are going right into urban development and road infrastructure, with railway modernization not far behind. This really shows you a clear focus, making daily life better for citizens while also strengthening the state's core economic arteries.
All right, let's zoom in on that first slice of the pie, urban life. How is this investment actually going to change the day-to-day for people living in Gujarat's major cities?
You can see right away it's a really targeted approach, not a one-size-fits-all plan. For Ahmedabad, a World Heritage City, we're talking a massive 2,267 crore investment, and it's focused on quality of life stuff, better housing, new drainage systems, and making public spaces more beautiful. But then you look at the capital, Gandhinagar, and it's getting a totally different kind of upgrade, focused on digital infrastructure and utilities.
Now, one project in Gandhinagar that really stands out is this new state-of-the-art data center. It's a 62 crore rupee investment, and its job is to securely digitize all the state's land and revenue records. So the key point here isn't just about making the government more efficient, it's also about empowering citizens, right? Giving people one-click access to their own critical information. That's a huge deal.
Okay, so moving beyond the cities, the plan puts a heavy focus on strengthening the arteries of the state, the roads and the railways that are crucial for commerce and travel.
The timeline for the Sardar Patel Ring Road really shows you the long-term thinking here. It was first started way back in 2002. Now it's getting a major 1624 crore rupee expansion, going from 4 lanes to 6. But what's really cool is the future vision for it, turning it into a green corridor with plans to plant 75,000 trees and even install rainwater harvesting systems. And the investment in connectivity doesn't stop there, not by a long shot. This chart shows another 144 crore rupees going straight into overhauling the railways in North Gujarat. Plus, there's another 307 crore for other state roads and buildings, which includes things like new overbridges and underpasses to help ease that traffic flow.
So, what does a railway overhaul actually mean? Well, it means doubling a key line to handle more trains. It means converting other sections to a more efficient gauge, which lets trains travel faster and more seamlessly. New passenger services are being launched. But honestly, the biggest economic game changer might be this. The first ever freight train designed to haul cars directly from the manufacturing hub in Betraji all the way to North India. That's a huge boost for industry.
Okay, so let's zoom back out. We've looked at all these specific projects. Data centers, 6-lane highways, new rail lines. The big question is, how do all these pieces tie back into that grand vision we started with?
And this is really presented as the key takeaway. The argument being made is that these initiatives, they aren't just random budget items or standalone schemes. No. Instead, they're all interconnected steps on a much larger journey. Think of it like a detailed roadmap designed to methodically transform the state's infrastructure, all as a stepping stone to that bigger national goal.
Which of course leaves us with this final forward-looking question. It's one thing to build roads and railways today, right? But how will all these individual pieces of concrete and steel truly add up to shape that ambitious dream of a developed India by 2047? Well, that remains the ultimate test.